by anybody into your little circle, into your little social circle, into a relationship with your boo-boo. I can give less than half of a damn about any of that. I'm not watering the creative all down just to be accepted by nobody, no brotherhood, no relationship, no none of that. It's to create a nothing with me. You dig? And the brothers and sisters I roll with. That's how we rock. You dig? This is called Heavenly System and Order. Look, we've been in this old Washington firing. Create a game. Shout out to my brothers and sisters, man. I'm telling y'all, there ain't nobody else in a greater position than us. You know the heavenly system and order. Everybody know we got to die, but don't nobody know what's going to happen when we get there. You keep running, I don't know. Well, that removes you from the conversation. Let's move you over to the left over here somewhere. You sit on down over there with your General Yohanas and your Captain Zoryaks. And your free case Ray, Nathaniel Ray, and sit on down over there with all your Sakari boys, and you sit in the pile of those who don't know, because you don't know. Sit on over there with your Geno Jennings and all them, and your Pastor Dowls. Yeah, sit on over. You don't know. None of y'all know this. You dig? And it's just what it is. So, look, you can either roll, you know what I mean, get on with the gang right now, or perceive, you know what, they really ain't got no motion like the most famous cats out there. Whatever. Look, eventually all y'all gonna be over this way. Because none of y'all, when it comes to the spirit system and order, talking like this. You dig? None of you are. When we speak, you wouldn't dare whisper. You know why? You lose your following. You lose your support. Yeah. You done got rich while people starve. Yeah, you know what I mean? You done got your money based off the ignorance of the people who you supposed to be uplifting. Who you supposed to be helping. So now I'm in a compromise. You dare not come out with this, because guess what? Half your congregation, if not more, leave. You know what happened with me when I found a higher light? I stopped what I was doing immediately. Got off at the next exit, busted ugly, and got back on. We've been going the wrong way. And whoever getting mad or move or leave or whatever, bye. That's how you got to be. You got to be stand up and die hard with it. You ain't never going to be respected out here soft showing, playing with this. If everybody leaves, so be it. You stand on business. You did? You roll with creative. It's a sister in OWASP called Serpenta Ormez. Man, if I ever get to meet this sister one day, I'm going to embrace her. But she told her brother who was lower than ranked than her. He was crying about his little homeboy. He was like, "But that's my friend." Because she had peeped that his homeboy wasn't right. And these are angels. These are, you know what I mean? But she peeped his homeboy wasn't right. So she told him, she's like, "Look, you got a break in your line over there." And he peeped that she was talking about his homeboy really didn't have no faith in what was going on. But she said, "Fix the break. You got a break in your line over there. You better handle that. Or what it is you setting out to do won't get done." You dig? So then he like, "But that's my friend." Man, that sister looked at bro and said, "Your only friend is the creator. Get it done." And he had to remove that joke about, "Hey, bro, you gotta go. Yeah, you ain't even got no faith in what we doing." And based off that, we ain't even gonna be able to move this little heavenly plateau away from all this darkness. They was trying to move a whole area of the atmosphere higher, so they wouldn't be, you know what I mean, too much in proximity to all the darkness of these false ass gods, you know what I mean? But his homeboy, really, he was like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't think y'all gonna be able to do that." So old girl peeped, she read his spirit and was like, "Hey, look, you got a break in your line, man. Get that together, or whatever you trying to do ain't gonna get done." He cries. You know, that's my friend. Shit, the hell, look, the hell with all that. Now, your only friend is the creator. Let's rock. You feel me? Man, when I meet that sister, I'm hugging all on her. You dig? Because that right there is powerful. What you mean? Huh? In this life, you may seem lonely and all that. It may seem at times in this walk where everybody done turned their back on you, left you. Huh? Keep in mind, look, my only friend is the Almighty, the Creator. And as long as you got Creator, look, man, look, it ain't nothing they can throw at you in this world. You understand? It's gonna make you crumble. Nothing. It don't matter. Huh? Set your mind right though. Right? Life is brutal. Life ain't passive and exchanging smooth soliloquies. No, life is brutal. It's relentless. Huh? And it ain't waiting on you. It don't matter. That cold winter blizzard that just blew through here a couple weeks ago, through the entire United States almost, did it not come because you wasn't prepared? Did it warm up a little taste just because you didn't like how cold it was? No. Sink or swim. That's life. See that? You got to start thinking more serious about life and less serious about what it is you own selfishly and all that. Look, man, look, the mountain ain't going to bend for you if you got to climb it. Don't care nothing about your feelings. The rage in the river ain't going to slow up just because you got to cross it. The sun don't vote before it come out. You see? The tornado don't send you a text message and say, hey, look, I'm about to swing through and destroy the whole north side of St. Louis. No. Life is brutal. What you mean? So when it throw you lemons, you either make lemonade or cry about how sour the lemons are. But as long as you roll with Creator, there ain't no crumble in you. None. None. You dig? And you should wake up every morning bow-legged in the shoulders. Beyond confident. You a son or a daughter of the Creator who made all this. You dig? Walk around like you own this deal. That's how you got to be. Look at it. Oh, I speak Book of Jehovah, chapter 7, 28 through 32. You dig? And we still banging. Huh? Huh? We still banging. Hold on. All right, look at this. To prevent which God and the Lord shall provide these spirits in the first resurrection with places to dwell in, and with occupations and opportunities for education. For I do not desire them to remain bound to the earth, but to rise up and inherit my Ethereal kingdom. You see this? Once you cross over and die, there's already a system and order prepared for you. What you mean? Just like when you was birthed here, there was already hospitals. There was already doctors, nurses. There was already receiving blankets for that. Receiving blankets, binkies, onesies, diapers, pampers, the whole nine. Already waiting for thou. Well, y'all's the same. Where you going? See that? You see that? That's where you going. It ain't like you just gonna die and just be floating around and don't know what the hell. It's already a whole system and order in place for thou. Already. Look what it says. To prevent which God and the Lord shall provide these spirits in the first resurrection. With places to live. So didn't you? So once you was born, eventually, what happened? What happened? Your guardians or your parents brought you to a place to live, brought you home. Same thing, man. It's not haphazard. You dig? It ain't none of that. Yeah, but see, life is brutal. You look, it was just a whole group of women who just died going skiing. Avalanche came out of nowhere, killed all of them. I'm sure they just wake up in the morning, woke up, sniffed the Folgers, thought they was going to have another great experience, and death came. Life is brutal, man. Like, and if you play it any other way, you're doing yourself a disservice. Life ain't waiting on you. It throw curveballs. Look, Look, look all the way up from the cosmos down to what's going on inside you. Stars explode, nations rise and fall, and even inside of you, disease will get you. Life is brutal. Huh? But look at this once again. To prevent which God and the Lord should provide these spirits, these newborn spirits that just died, right? In the first resurrection with places to live, places to dwell in, and with jobs, occupations, and opportunities for education. So now you know you're going to have a place to live, places to live. You're going to have work to do. And guess what? You're going to continue to learn, educate, and elevate. All this on the other side. Huh? We read elsewhere where there is no, whatever you find to do, do it. Where there is no love, no hate, no advancement, none of it. In the grave where you going. Whatever you find to do while you living, you better get to it. Because once you die, it's over. That's the understanding of King Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes. This saying something totally different. No, it ain't over, Jack. It's just beginning. Huh? The real you is in a womb right now, waiting to be birthed. Huh? Trip off this. You was in your mother's womb, right? I said you was in your mother's womb. You was in there with a twin, and the argument was this: there ain't no life after this. You up in your mama's pregnant womb arguing with your twin about ain't no life after this. We don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? We don't know nothing about no life after. There is no life after the womb. And it is. Eventually a birth has to happen. And now you into a whole nother reality, this physical world, right? It's the same arguing with a Negro right now, but ain't no life after death. Nigga, you in the womb right now. You're in the embryonic stage. The real you ain't even been birthed yet. How about that? Huh? If you got a physical body, that means you got a spiritual body as well. The real you. Huh? And that ain't even been birthed yet. You still in the womb. You still in the womb right now. Good night, boy. Huh? The real you ain't even been birthed yet. You still in the womb. So once you die and cross over, now that's your birth. Now you a newborn spirit. And there's places provided for you to live. There's work for you to do. That's what your skills follow you. See that? And opportunities for you to learn more. Education. You up in the universe. They do, after all, they do call these colleges universities, right? For look what Creator say, for I do not desire them to remain bound to the earth. Creator's whole desire for you to join his resurrection process and continue to resurrect, graduate, rise up, become more and more advanced. You see? You know a little bit about what you're going to be doing when you cross over. Look at you. You're learning today, huh? And y'all, believe it or not, this is Spirit Basics 101. Those of us who study or watch the Book of Sky or Spirit, we know this. This is what we be trying to bring to the conscious community. They get so stuck on who's the white man. It's like, bro, listen to me. There ain't a book you done licked your fingers and opened and flip through them pages. Reading in English, Spanish, French, Hebrew, especially if you call it a spiritual book, the Medu Neter that the so-called white man ain't had his hands on. Can we stop the argument of the so-called white man? And let's just judge the information and see what the higher light is. That's what we be on. You also want to do that. Why they can't receive this higher light, man? The darkness is real. Look at this. And in this also you shall be discreet in governing them, giving them the light of my heavens with some freedom to choose and to perfect themselves. See that? Otherwise, they would only be slaves in heaven. See, it's still freedom, liberty. They be discreet in governing them. So that means even the angels that are in charge of receiving your spirit and all that, once you cross over, they ain't overwhelming and overbearing. Be discreet in governing them. Giving them the light of my heavens with some freedom to choose and to perfect themselves. Why? Otherwise, they would only be slaves in heaven according to their weakness or strength. So shall you provide for these new spirits entering my spirit world. I was talking to one of my sisters earlier, just letting her know, like, you know what I mean? Death is just another moment. You dig? But your grandmother is on her way to becoming a newborn spirit. It's almost time for her spiritual birth. She's in the womb right now. She's coming to the end of her what y'all call it, what the women call it, what's the last? It's a trimester. She coming to the end of her trimester. And eventually she's gonna be birthed as a newborn spirit. Whole nother reality. You see? But even in that, you dig, that spirit ain't to be lorded over and all that. You understand? The creator is totally against slavery. Totally. Therefore, those of you who are appointed by my God and my lords as guardians over mortals shall be called ashars, or guardian angels. That's what an ashar is, a guardian angel. And you shall report to your respective lords according to the section of the earth where you may be. And the ashars, or guardian angels, shall have many watches, or what? Workships. You don't just have one guardian angel. That's the point. You dig? It's a gang of them, and they all got different watch hours where they watch over you. Ooh-wee. Dang. Dang, you got a gang of guardian angels, actually. You dig? And they watching over thou, inspiring thou, and writing the records. What it is you do. And that record is given over once you cross over and die. That record is given over to another set of angels called the Asaps. They are the ones that are in charge of receiving your spirit and placing you where you're going to be at so you can start your resurrection process. You don't got this in Quran, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Yeah, the closer you got is Bible, but that ain't even close. Closer you got is Book of Enoch, that ain't even close. I'm going to be real with you. Please don't bring up your rancher or nothing like that. That ain't even close. Look at it. Verse 31. And those of you who are appointed to receive the spirits of the dead into heaven shall be called Asaps, and you shall report to your respective lords and their kingdoms. And the ashar shall make a record of every mortal as to the grade of his wisdom and good works. And when a mortal dies, and his spirit is delivered to the Asaps, the record shall be delivered with him. And the Asap receiving shall deliver this spirit along with the record into that place in these heavens, which is adapted to his what? His grade. Get your grade up, where he shall be put to work and to school, according to the place of the resurrections, which I created. This is powerful, man. What you mean? No, you don't just die and fade to black. Man, look, it's more training you got to do. It's more schooling you got to receive. It's more work you got to do. Think about it. Some of y'all, we get into like the UFOs, or some say IFO, identifiable flying object, chariots of God. Okay, who built it? Who built the chariots you see flying? I mean, I know you ain't gonna twist your mouth and say the United States government or the Russian government. I'm not talking about, man-made stuff. I'm talking about what those from antiquity all the way up into modern time claim they have seen coursing the firmament that man can't shoot out the earth. Who built them? You mean to tell me there's a level of training and education that got to do with building spaceships? Good Lord, man. Good Lord. Look at it. Where he shall be put to work and to school according to the place of the resurrections which I created. Key points. When a mortal spirit is liberated, from the physical body, this is called death. Death was created so that man could rise in spirit as an angel and inherit the Ethereal worlds, atmosphere of the lower heavens that move with the earth, and that all spirits of the dead pass through before being delivered to Etheria. Etheria are the higher heavens that exist beyond the atmosphere of the earth and other physical planets, and is independent of the heavens of the earth. An angel is the spirit of a mortal man or woman. All angels are spirits, but not all spirits are angels. We mortals live our lives, die, and enter heaven as angels under two conditions, based on how we lived our mortal lives, of the resurrection or of the declension. The resurrection or the declension of our actions, thoughts, words, and deeds determines our spiritual grade and where we will be placed in the heavens. Spiritual grade is the quality of mortal or angel. What is a quality? A degree of excellence. Grade. Source, Merriam-Webster. What are the three resurrection of Atmospheria? Synopsis. Atmospheria, the heaven that moves with the earth, is divided into three realms called resurrections. Each resurrection is appropriated for specific grade ranges of angels, spirits of the dead. These are the grades of the resurrection of the souls of men. I people the heavens of the earth with the spirits of the dead according to their grade and their corporeal lives. So do I arrange them. Let's go look at this one more time. Heavenly system in order continue. Conditions of the first and second resurrections. Oh, if you're getting some understanding, family, please drop a 2,000 in the chat. Shout out to the CGG. I see my brother Prince Cosmon in the building. Y'all go like, subscribe, share. Shout out to my brother Cosmon, Cal, the cloud kicker. Cal, boy, that class you did earlier today, boy, and exposed AI as a lying sacker. Boy, hey, you had AI telling you sorry. Man, that was hilarious. Sorry, I was hallucinating. Man, look, bro. Hey, y'all, look. It's a very good time to be one of us, man. Dig. Very good time to be one of us, man. The gang is in this thing. You feel me? Dang, that was a powerful chop session earlier. I can't front. That deal was off the chain, boy. Let me show my entire screen. Let's go ahead and pull this back up about the grades and the levels and all that. You feel me? Yeah, man, that was hilarious, boy. Boy, AI basically was saying, I can't get jiggy with this. I can't get, yeah, you're right, I'm lying. I have no, what the boy say? Yeah, I have no integrity. I say, dang. What make that AI tap out, boy? All right. You say you get placed based off your grade. This is a simple diagram or description. All of this down here would be the earth. And right here are these lines right here, the different little plateaus or layers of the atmosphere. These are the dwelling places of the spirits of the dead who must pass through the atmosphere before they get all the way out here in Etheria and start experiencing more glories of the Creator. All spirits of the earth or any other physical world, before they can get to the higher heavens, have to pass through their atmosphere. All these are plateaus. All these are abiding places of the souls or the spirits of the dead, based off your grade. See, practical, right? Well, how do I get my grades, Malachi? I can hear you now. I ready to crack. I heard it. Your grade is strictly based off the work you do for others. The highest grade of 99 means you serve others 100%. You ain't even concerned about yourself. See, in the spirit world, in spirituality, those who have the highest grade are those who are selfless, not selfish. Those who have the lowest grade, grade 1, first grade, kindergarten, or pre-K are those who are completely selfish. They're only concerned about them and theirs. That's it. See, you can only rise up and resurrect based off the good and righteousness you do to others. Then the more time you prolong this by being evil, sadistic, murderous, jealous, envious, the longer you prolong this by being that, guess what? Guess what's happening? The longer you're gonna be bound to the earth as a wandering spirit. And we just read that the Creator don't even desire you to be bound to the earth. Y'all, his whole deal is for you to die and rise up and graduate, resurrect. You see? But if you choose to be a part of the declension, he got a spot for you. You'll be bound right here. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna be going through some type of torment as well. So it's all based off of your labor that you do for others. If you serve others 100%, you got a 99 grade. You serve others 75%, you get a 75 grade. See that? This is where those who get those grades, this is where they reside in proportion to the earth and the higher heavens. See that? See, we're not giving you there ain't no spookism involved. Ain't no spookism involved in what we talking about. Zero, none. Y'all see that? It's practical. You can look now. Yeah, y'all finna go get telescopes and everything. Like, man, I think I'm finna go look. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at you. Go ahead and look a little taste. Why you say so you can know for surety where you going. You feel me? Know of a surety. Get back to this. Let's get back to this. Easy money. All right, what else we got? Look at this. Heavenly system in order to continue conditions of the first and second resurrection. Don't you want to know what's going on? Look at it. Such then was the beginning of the second resurrection. And the condition of membership required the renunciation of all associations and conditions below it. And the rank of all such angels was angels of God or angels of Creator, in contradistinction from the angels of the first resurrection who know no organization or righteousness' sake. For righteousness' sake, but so that mortals will not be left in darkness. Behold, your God and his holy council prepares certain rules of discipline and conduct, as well as commandments, by which the angels of the second resurrection would be as a unit in their duties and teachings from that time forward. Chief of which rules was that the angels of the Creator should never manifest themselves as individuals to the mortal. Stop right there. That just killed it. Because all your groovy gurus who claim they've been having visitations and all that, y'all, it be one cat there talking to them. The angels of the Creator don't manifest or reveal themselves to you as one single individual. They come mob deep. Look, it's more than one of them for sure. Now trip off all the so-called visitations everybody, the groovy gurus, have been selling to you. 99.9% of them stories is one cat they hollering at. Dang. The angels of the Creator should never manifest themselves as individuals to the mortals, lest mortals become servants to and worshipers of the spirits instead of the all-highest Jehovah Creator. Nah, they got to come mob deep so you would never start thinking that this is the Creator you're dealing with. There got to be more than one of them that pop up. See that? And look, you've been getting soul spirits since like 2015, 2012. And the Mayan calendar was supposed to end. Negroes popped out of the woodwork selling spirits, selling all types of different, you know what I mean, claiming they had visitations, in which they probably did. We just saying if they were angels of the Creator, they come in more than just one individual. Why? Because mortals will start worshiping that one entity or deity or angel that that pops up and calls himself giving you instructions. Look at this. Second, it is that when the angels of Jehovah are appointed to mortals, it should be as guardians over infants to inspire them by way of the natural consciousness within them as to what was right and good in reference to eternal life. And that such guardian angels are to be in phalanxes of what, y'all? Millions and tens of millions, but still in close membership with your God and his holy council in order to relieve one another on guard. You don't just got one guardian angel. It's a gang of them. It's a gang of them. And they guard over you as if you're an infant, because you're a newborn spirit, to inspire them by way of the natural consciousness within. Wow. For by the inspirations of the angels of your God, the individual entity of a mortal is directed in its normal growth. But by the angels of the first resurrection, the inorganized, inorganic heavens, the angels who are bound to the earth, mortals are used abnormally by entrancement, by miracles, by sarges, by oracles, or otherwise, by your Miss Cleos, and you know what I mean, by entrancement. No, the inspirations of the angels of your God, the individual entity of a mortal, is directed in its normal growth. It's not abnormal. Look at this. So that the angels of God could inspire all mortals with the same inspiration. Behold, he and his holy council prepares certain instructions with rules, words, and commandments, adapted to the understanding of mortals for the good of their souls, and without pandering to their earthly desires. Such words being designated as sacred writings when originally given to mortals, though for the most part perverted or lost sight of afterward. Chief angels over these phalanxes are lords, marshals, captains, and so on. The second resurrection being orderly, disciplined, and organized in his glorious work. And notice what it said about the second resurrection. In order for you to enter that, you got to renounce all and every organization and affiliation beneath it. So regardless if you call yourself a Mason, a Crip, a Blood, a Kappa, a Delta, a Theta, whatever the hell else they got out here, all they got to be renounced before you even join the second resurrection. We, what the angels of the Creator are in the heavens, we're faithists. We have an unwavering faith and conviction in the Almighty, the Creator. So we under the same vibration. You got to renounce all that. You can't be showing up there talking about some you set tripping and you know what I mean? Nigga on whatever Crip set it is or whatever on Bloods. You can't even come up in here with that. You can't even show up. You can't even show up to the kingdoms of the Creator with a false God on your breath, let alone some type of gang these niggas came up with. You can't show up and talk about you a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, You can't show up and talk about some you a political lobbyist. And no, we're not doing none of that. They ain't doing none of that. Look at this. Look at the word. It said right here, thus my lords have angels under them who are authorized and ordained in my name. And in the name of the Creator to abide for times and seasons with mortals as guardians and inspirers, to provide dreams, thoughts, and visions in the minds of mortals, and to otherwise labor in elevating them in purity, love, and wisdom. Such then are the angels of God and of the Creator, and their teachings are the same as my lords and your gods, nor does one of them teach a matter in one way, and another teach it differently. Although there are different grades and systems adapted to the different degrees of intelligence of the different peoples of the earth. What is the redemption plan for the spirits of those who do evil and bound in atmosphere? Oh, now we got to talk. You know what I mean? We got to make it make sense now. We got to make it make sense. We got to keep it real nifties on 50s. Shout out to the brother. Matter of fact, I just heard the brother Crip Mac just got out of jail. I was like, oh, look at, keep it real nifty on 50s. Shout out to my brother Dreadful Yogi. Peace to the gang. What's the word? What's the skinny? What's the skinny? Yeah, that System in Order is serious. Y'all make sure y'all go watch Cosmo and Cal video he just did. It's called Why Lie. Boy, he made AI punk out. AI tapped out on the brother today and straight said that it was lying. That it was lying. I say, dang, dog. It ain't got ugly in these streets. Negroes depending on AI, it can be used for some good things for sure. But man, the way he busted it out today, it's getting ugly, man. You know what I mean? It's getting real ugly out here. Oh, wait. Clear System in Order. You're right. Good Lord. Let's get back to this. What is the redemption plan? Matter of fact, let me stop this and share the whatchamacallit. Y'all getting some understanding in this deal? We getting some understanding in the place to be? Man, I don't know. They be kind of scared of this hard life, man. You got scared, lip fumbling. I'm sure right there. Hold on, y'all. And get some understanding. We know about those that find themselves in the resurrection process of the Almighty. Let's get into what happened for those that's doing evil. What you talking about? Yeah, Negroes ain't talking about nothing. Ain't nothing. Look, it ain't nothing to debate. They already know. Look, man, what we did has never been done in the conscious community ever. Men have dropped their flags. Men have changed their names, slapped the wig off their women's. It got serious. Men retired. It's the whole debate leagues have been shut down. Yeah. What is the redemption plan for the spirits of those who do evil and are bound to atmosphere? Oh, I speak Book of S 17, verse 17 through 21. Shout out to my brother Daryl Cosma, man. This is one of his documents that he put together. I was reading through it after talking to some of my loved ones earlier and was like, you know what? Daryl explained the whole System in Order very, very clear, precise, and thorough. All us share our information. Me, Cal, Daryl, and C-Live. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, whatever document we type up, we add each other to it. That way brothers can always go back to it and chop it up with it. You know what I mean? So shout out to my brother Daryl Cosma. This is actually his document that he put together. And man, serious business. Look at this right here. It says, for whoever takes from our people for his own glory or dominion shall render to me the just value. Whoever engages in war, leads in war, or is a captain to Zoryak, or a general, Johanna, and causes the death of any whom I created alive, he shall not arise to inherit my emancipated heavens. As long as there remains war upon the earth. Good night. Good night. That means all them niggas from time past all the way up to now are still here. They are wandering spirits bound to the earth in all these different regions of the earth. Well, a gang of blood been shed. Wars have been fought. As long as wars on the earth, these cats are right here. All your General Robert E. Lee, Confederate Army, your Genghis Khan, your Adolf Hitlers, Leopold, Mao Tse-tung, Kim Mentally Young Ill, what's that boy, Saddam Insane, Osama Bin Laden, Donald Trump, like all the like. Whoever engages in war or leads in war or is a captain or a General Custard, and causes the death of any whom I created alive, he shall not rise to inherit my emancipated heavens, as long as there remains war upon the earth. He shall toil in the lowest heavens of the earth to educate and raise up its Drujas, which shall be his labor. Boy, you bound. And if you want to look, if you want to reverse any of that war, any of that warfare, any of that blood that you shed in this earth, you gotta labor with you gotta labor and educate. You gotta labor with and educate the lowest demons. And bring them into an understanding of who the creator is and how you should have never been engaging in war and spilling blood. And to that, you're stuck toiling in the lowest heavens, or guess what? You're a wandering spirit in this earth. Lowest heavens is right here on the earth. Yeah. Your Robert E. Lees, your Adolf Hitlers, your Vladimir Putins, and all the like, y'all, and all the like. As long as war remains upon the earth, all your Roman legions, your Alexander the Creeps, hell, even going back to your boy, what's your boy name? And Kemet chopping heads off, Norman. Man, all them cats that ever engaged in warfare is still right here. And guess what? It ain't God coming up to clean up your mess. You got to clean it up. You spilled it. You clean it up. You young brothers in the streets putting that pistol on it. You got to clean that up. When you cross over, you got to labor with and educate the lowest of demons. That's your toil and labor, player. You was the one sending you was the one sending premature birth spirits into the afterworld, the spirit world, killing them. And whoever has great riches and many servants, his resurrection shall be no faster than the resurrection of those who served him. Good night. Now they go for slave Master Crenshaw. Master Johnson. All your British lords and dukes and, the dukes of Teeman and, your czars of Russia and, all your, he telling you right now, whoever has great riches and many slaves, his resurrection shall be no faster than the resurrection of those who served him. Here you go thinking old Master Crenshaw was a good old white European evangelical Christian, member of the KKK or whatever the hell. Nah, buddy, you right here. You ain't going nowhere. Don't work like that. You don't get to bring all type of torment and hell poured out upon the people and think you just finna go gadget and get up out of here and just float into the kingdom of Jesus. Float into the kingdom of heaven and ain't got to take no responsibility of all the castration, the murder, the raping, the buck breaking. Okay, look at it. And whoever has great riches and yet no servants, but lives for himself, selfish, you shall apportion his place in the first resurrection, even according to the good he might have done. And he obeyed my commandments, and he shall do in heaven what he neglected to do on earth. And he shall not rise to my emancipated heavens until he has appropriated according to that which I gave him into his keeping. You rich cats, you may not have no slaves or whatever, right? But you ain't doing nothing to further. You got the resources, but you ain't doing nothing to further the Creator's kingdom. Guess what? Guess what? Look what it says. Had he obeyed my commandments, he shall do in heaven what he neglected to do on earth. And he shall not rise to my emancipated heavens until he has appropriated according to that which I gave him into his keeping. If the Creator bless you with a tremendous amount of resources, he did that so you can help further and push the kingdom of heaven and making it a reality on this earth. You're not doing that with your resources and riches. You shall not arise into his emancipated heavens until you handle your business. You dig? And trip out this, in the spirit world, your big head Ben Franklins don't stand. Now you got to get done everything you said you was going to get done when you had them resources and that money on that chili. You out there getting your chili, right? And everything you said you was going to do with that chili when you got it, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. So now you done crossed over in the spirit world, right? And everything you said that you was going to get done, now you got to get done. But it's just one thing. Your big head blue $100 bill, Ben Franklin's don't spend over there. So now you got to get everything done by, cultivating your spirit and using your spirit and your desire and your willpower to get it done. Look, don't be somebody that got a hold of all these resources and you ain't did nothing to make the kingdom of the Creator a reality in this earth. Don't worry about it. We're going to show you what the real ones do with it. It's on the way for us. We're going to show you what the real ones do with it. See, watch this. God said, the words that come out of man's mouth, even though they profess prayers and repentance, are of little help before the Creator. You hear that? The words that come out of man's mouth, even though they profess prayers and repentance, are of little help before the Creator. But the words that come out of good works done to others to raise them up are like the sound of a trumpet that reaches beyond the stars. What is you talking about? Same book, chapter 1, verse 36. The bondage of kings, queens, emperors, rich men, and leaders of men shall be with them in the heavens of this earth until they have undone the tyranny they had over others. Their heaven shall be without liberty to them. Those whom they sought to lead on earth, they shall lead in heaven. Neither shall there be exalted resurrection for them until the lowest of their slaves have risen before them. So your whore queen of England, who died a couple years ago, her still right here. She's still right here. And her resurrection until, trip up there, say, neither shall there be exalted resurrection for the queen until the lowest of her subjects. And the British Empire ruled over all types of, it ruled over Australia, Canada, the States, China at one time, India, Saudi Arabia. Ain't no resurrection for you until the lowest of your subjects have risen, graduated, or resurrected before you. You want to be a king or a queen? You show up. Good Lord, look at this. Redemption from false gods. Here we go. OSB, Book of Micah, chapter 8, 16 through 18. Nor from this time forward on earth, for 3,000 years shall man be confined to the one name. Jehovah, Eolin, or Eloi, or Eloe, but worship God or Lord or Dias or Zeus or Dias or Jas or Hojas. For since these men have cast themselves into hells, behold, the spirits of the risen shall not find them or their kingdoms. And you shall magnify the mortals that all names worshipful belong to the ever-present, whose person is the spirit and substance of all things. And if they inquire of you who is Dias or who is God or who is Joss, you shall say, Has he not said, behold, I am the creator of heaven and earth? And I say to you, he is the ever present, the all highest ideal. Yeah. So what you have is false gods stealing the names of those who came before them and just changing the doctrine that was taught. You dig? And that way they don't got a labor to raise up their own name. They'll just take the name of Jehovah, for instance, and attach it to a false ass god and switch up the doctrine. So now our mortals heard the same name that was righteous, or it's the same name that used to have righteous deeds attached to it. It did, but it's actually a false god, pump faking. Pump faking. You see? That's why the character of the creator is important. Right? No matter what name these niggas calling on, or what a thing look like, or if it can do a miracle. You need to be listening for the message and looking for the behavior. You did? Look at this. But this bondage shall come upon them to reap the harvest they have sown. Because one has said, build a pyramid. Your God will come and abide in it. Even as a man dwells in a house, he should be bound while the pyramid stands. Dang, boy, how long that Giza pyramid on the Giza plateau been standing? Them 3 pyramids? Good night. And where another has said, behold, your God or creator is in the image of a man, and he sits on a throne in heaven. He shall be bound while this belief survives on the earth. Ooh-wee, y'all. Ooh-wee. And that's every deity, from biblical God to the Canaanite gods, down to the Cometian, the Egyptian god. All of them are sitting on thrones. Even your goddesses, Ashtaroth and Ishtar, they all sitting on thrones in the form and figure of men, mortals. And you think this is the creator? Nah. Now, the creator is ever present. He's not localized. And they restricted to a certain space and place, such as a chair. I'm sitting in a chair right now. While this belief survives on earth, he shall be bound. Dang. Because they have sown a falsehood on the earth. You're talking about these false gods that you've been worshiping, that mankind has been worshiping. They have sown a falsehood on the earth. The harvest is theirs. And until they have reaped their whole harvest, they shall not rise into my Ethereum worlds. Is there an end game for those who progress in Ethereum? Is there an end game for those who progress in Ethereum? No, there is no end game. Look at this, man. Look how powerful this is, man. Look how powerful this is. Is there an end game? Nah, brother. I don't want it up with forever. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. This is one of them ones that really, you know what I mean, that really pop your top, to be honest with you. Jehovah has said, even as I provided a little labor for mortals to develop the talents I created with them, so similarly and after the same light, but spiritually, I provided greater labor to the high risen inhabitants in my Ethereum worlds. So the labor that you got in the earth, the skill that you develop and perfect that, no matter what it is you're doing. Now, shout out some brothers are contractors. You know what I mean? I heard building and rehabbing houses, and I perfect that because there's more building, there's more advanced training and all that in the heavens where you go in the spirit world. Your talents actually follow you. So whatever skill you have in this earth, it may be administration. You know what I mean? It may be contracting. It may be whatever it may be. Whatever skill it is that you have that you are good at, perfect that. You dig? Because that follows you when you cross over. But spiritually, I provided greater labor to the high risen inhabitants of my Ethereum worlds. For which reason, let my children learn the secret of harmonious and united labor with one another. You see, no matter what it is, especially with the CGG, no matter what's going on, you dig? Like say Deshaun LaFay got something going on, or Kila Olam, or one of our imams, or one of the bros got something going on. Whatever problem that is, that's our problem. Look what it says. It says, let my children learn the secret of harmonious and united labor with one another. Because in the higher heavens, when an order go out to get something built or get something done, it's all one concentrated force. They all work together. They all work together. See that? They all work together to get it done. It ain't, you know what I mean, an isolated event. It's millions of angels that concentrate on one goal and getting it done. All right. So we supposed to mimic that while we in this earth. You know what I mean? We a unit. We're supposed to move as a unit. And we got a lot of things coming, if you down with the game, we got a lot of things coming down the pipe to where that all that is soon be a reality for us. You did, and hey, y'all, it's gonna be time to get it. Look up one day, it's gonna be like, hey, we all over at this resort for the next month. Of course, we're gonna enjoy ourselves, but we up every morning, you know what I mean? And we're gonna go ahead and map this thing on out on what we gonna do as a united front, a united body of faithers. You dig? You know, I ain't worried about it, the resort and all that paid for, ticket flights and all that. Let's just get to where we going and let's go ahead and look, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. But look, we gotta get to our business. Get up in the morning, we get to our business. You know what I mean? We gotta appoint everybody in certain departments. You know what I mean? What's on the list first? Getting this land, getting the supplies, the equipment, whatever it is that we doing. You dig? You gotta map it out. So eventually, hey, you're gonna be getting the call. Hey, this is where we at. You know what I mean? For the next 2 weeks. Don't even worry about it. It's all paid for. You know what I mean? Flights, everything. Just bring your ass. Come on. You dig? We got a lot to talk about and a lot to put into action. You dig? Look at it. Look what it say. It said, let my children learn the secret of harmonious and united labor with one another. I gave labor to man, not as a hardship. I hate working with my, not as a hardship, but as a means of great rejoicing. Right? You work from the sweat of your brow. That ain't a bad thing. Labor wasn't given to you as a hardship, as a means of great rejoicing, because you continue to labor when you cross over. You continue to educate and rise up and become more advanced. And this is a beautiful message, man. It's a beautiful message. You did. Look at this. For the talents I gave on corporate, or this physical reality, I gave not to die on corporate. See the skill that you have? He didn't get it for you. He didn't give that to you in the flesh for it to die once you give up the spirit or the ghost. Your physical body drop. Your talents don't drop with your physical body. They attach to you and follow you. See that? For the talents I gave on corporate, I gave not to die on corporate, but to continue on forever. As I gave talent for corporeal mathematics, some cats are mathematicians and engineers, and talent for building physical structures. Yes, a talent for all things on corporeal worlds. Even so have I provided in my Etherian world. So as above, so below, right? It's brothers that got talents building great structures, and it's other brothers and sisters who are mathematicians, and you know what I mean? Work with NASA and all that. It say right, just like you got talents in this physical reality of yours, even so have I provided in my Etherian worlds for the same talents, but spiritually. Man, if y'all don't leave me alone, boy, you mean to tell me you got a better system in order than what we've been going over? You mean to tell me this? In which man on the physical corporeal earth, judging the adaptability of talent to corporeal things, may comprehend the nature of the labors I provide in my exalted heavens for the same talents, man. Like whatever skills you got, man, get up and get to them every day, but carry yourself with a sense of joy. It's like, dang, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing something like this when I cross over. You dig? Like perfect yourself, man. Feel good about doing what you do. Feel good about it. That in some aspect you're gonna be doing when you cross over. Plus many more things. Look at this. Neither let any man fear that his talents may become too exalted. You start thinking, I'm the coldest thing nigga the creator ever breathed on. Neither let any man fear that his talents may become too exalted for the work I have provided. Look at this. For until he has created a firmament and created suns and stars to fill it, he has not half fulfilled. He has not half fulfilled his destiny. Good night, boy. What the hell are we even arguing about? Ain't now one of us created a firmament. Ain't now one of us created suns and stars to fill that firmament. Until that's a reality for you, you have not fulfilled half your destiny. Good night. Good night. Trip off this. We got so look, listen to me. Listen to me. We got so much to go through and see and witness, and ain't none of us even have fulfilled our destiny yet. Why is that, Malachi? Because ain't damn one of us. And if you know somebody, point them out then. But ain't damn one of us created a firmament, created suns and stars to fill that firmament until that's a reality for you and a reality for us. Guess what? We ain't even halfway to fulfilling our destiny. Bag drop, boy. Bag drop, boy. Good night, good night, good night. Chapter 18, Judgment. God judges religions of the world's people. Other notes. Matter of fact, you know what? Watch this too. Look, that's a good one right there. Let me get to that. Let me get into that witness call. I'm gonna pull something else up too. I'm gonna go. I gotta witness that one right there. You know what I mean? We gotta witness that one, player. Dang, I got a second. I got a precept for precepts. Got a precept for that. Good night, boy. I'm telling you, boy, this old boy. I'm telling thou. I'm telling thou. Good night. Mm. Good Lord. Here you go, right here. This right here is the book of Fergopity. OSP. Body blow. Body blow. Let me show y'all some more. We just read in the book of Leviticus 3, 12 through 14, that until you didn't create a firmament and created a sun and created suns and stars to fill that firmament, you ain't even fulfilled half your destiny. That's all us. Look, y'all, so that means it shouldn't even be no competition around here. Everything at your own pace. This is your life at your own pace. Huh? Now we're gonna go to another book in OSP called the Book of Fergopity. Shout out to the brother Fergopity. He was a high-raised angel, a brother. You know what I mean? You start getting into these higher books, it go into like the breakdown of the heavens. You're gonna really get your mind blown. Get your mind blown. Look what it say. Look what it say right here. This say, onward move the float, the fire ship, with its 10 million joyous souls. What? You mean to tell me they done built a fire ship, what you would call a chariot of God, that hold 10 million souls? Man, that deal mess around and be larger than a continent. What is you talking about? What kind of vehicle or ship you know that can hold 10 million souls? Onward move to float the fire ship with its 10 million joyous souls, now nearing the borders of Haru, the boundary of Fergopity's honor regions, where he was known for hundreds of thousands of years and for his work on many worlds. Now this is a high-raised angel of God, but not the creator, a son of the creator. He was known for hundreds of thousands of years and for his work on many worlds. It ain't just the earth sitting still as a frisbee. Here reaches Savorcum, which is the roadway of your solar system, near the post of Dan, where 500 million Etherians were quartered. So this is a certain region in Etheria where, you know, they skip up on there And it's 500 million Ethereans living right here. Huh? Quartered, accommodated on a vessel. They all lived on the ship. 500 million? True about this. On a voyage of exploration of more than 4 million years. You mean to tell me you got 500 million Ethereans that's been on a voyage through the creator's Etherean world, y'all, for 4 million years? Rich, stored with the glories of great Jehovah's universe. Not even the universe is a creation. You see that? Great Jehovah's universe. They're Kualu. That's the name of their ship. I want to ride one of them deals. They're Kualu. Their ship was almost like a world. So vast and stored with all resources, appurtenances. They talk of going home. Their pilots have been coursing the firmament since long before the earth was made. Do y'all hear this? Look at this. It says, and knew more than 1 million roadways in the Etherean world. They know all the cuts, know all the back streets, know all the highways. And knew more than 1 million roadways in the Etherean worlds, and were best to travel to witness the grandest contrasting scenes. By their invitation, Forgotten halted here for a while. So the 500 million, you know what I mean? 500 million Ethereans, like, hey man, look, y'all chill on out. It's 10 million of y'all, it's 500 million of us. We've been on a trip for 4 million years. Our pilots been coursing this firmament long before. We know all the back streets, the cuts, the highways. Our pilots been coursing this deal long before the earth was even made. Y'all chill right here for a second, man. You dig? So this is 500 million Ethereans telling 10 million that we're forgotten. Look, chill right here for a minute. Y'all relax. Look at it. By their invitation, Forgotten halted here a while, and the hosts interchanged their love and discourse on their purposes, rejoicing in the glories of the Creator's everlasting kingdoms with an S. So Zaryak didn't even know there was more than one kingdom. He's thinking it's one kingdom. I'm like, bro, yeah. This is getting remedial. Okay? Like you gotta be lower than snail nuts to believe it's just the earth. And that the earth ain't even moving. Well, who told you that? No. Who told you that? And though they had lived so long and seen so much, everyone had new and wondrous works to tell of. For so great, listen to this, y'all. For so great is the inventive power of the Great Spirit. Look at this. Now remember, they've been on this journey for 4 million years. And it's 500 million of them. And all they doing is talking about the wondrous works of the Creator and his everlasting kingdoms. For so great is the inventive power of the Great Spirit that never twice alike will one find the scenes in the Etherean worlds. You mean to tell me after 4 million years and over 1 million roadways, and it's been 500 million of them coursing this firmament, you mean to tell me they never saw the same thing twice? For so great is the inventive power of the Great Spirit that never twice alike will one find the scenes in the Etherean worlds. If y'all don't leave me alone, you ain't never heard nothing like this. Look at this. But radiant, each different, all moving into everlasting changes. Look at this. As if each one were to outdo the former in beauty and magnificence. Bag drop, boy. Bag drop. I don't know what else to tell you. You see how powerful the inventive power of the Creator is? You never saw the same thing twice, and they've been on a voyage of 4 million years, and there's 500 million of them, and they've coursed over 1 million roadways. And the inventive power of the Great Spirit is so powerful that they never saw the same thing twice. And true about this, the very next unfolding second was always greater than what they just saw. Y'all better leave me alone. You ain't never heard nothing like this. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, man. Man, look, man. It get real. It get real. What they call tricky out here. Let me share this with y'all too. Let me share a little bit of this with y'all before we get out of here, man. Okay, we good. Ain't number 3 hours right now. A little taste, easy money. You dig? This is what the Creative Gang does. We do this. Somebody better tell these young boys that we do this. Yeah, these boys play ball. Hey, see like Cal there. You see why we get avoided like the plague, don't you? You see why young brother Prince boy get blocked by Sinetta and Tazar Yak monkey ass. And what you say, D-Lock? Imagine waking up in the spirit world and seeing people from the 1800s, 1700s still stuck in that time zone. Man, you know, you wake up in the spirit world and see Nick Rose. You see a slave owner sipping mint juleps with platform shoes on and stockings, putting rouge on, man, putting on wigs. Man, listen to me, bro. I wouldn't know what to think. No, they don't woke up in the spirit world. You see a slave master sipping mint juleps, with a blouse on, with some rouge on, with some platform shoes and some skinny pants. Man, I'm just saying, bro. Like, yeah, Prince been look, and then on top of that, man, Tazar, y'all been getting beat up by all these Christians too, man. It's you know, it get real tricky up in here, man. You dig? Let me stop sharing this real quick. And let's look at some of the character of the Creator, right? We got about another hour, maybe 30 minutes, and we get up out of here. If y'all get some understanding, you know what I mean? Y'all drop a vortex in the chat, man. Y'all know how we do. Still cooking. It's been about a month since I've been on. Like, life be life, you know. Yeah, life be life, and life is brutal, boy. Sink or swim. Sink or swim. Let me share this real quick. The Creator is truly marvelous, I'll tell you that. Ain't no complaints over this way. Nam. All right, just real quick. The Dreadful Yogi Show is in the building. And y'all first whatchamacallit, man. Y'all first episode. You know, I'm supporting this deal. Mama Harya is in the building. Right, hold on. Show y'all something real quick. It's something I put together a while back. Dealing with the character of the Creator. You know what I mean? Dealing with the character of the Creator. Wait, what is the character? Malachi is your God and idol. What does omnipotent mean? Omnipotent, one who has unlimited power or authority. One who's omnipotent. So you claim you worshiping who you calling God or your Lord or whatever. I'm pretty sure we will all agree that who you call God is omnipotent, correct? Wouldn't you agree with that? Watch this. What about omniscient, possessed of universal or complete knowledge? Shouldn't who you calling God know all? Or in other words, shouldn't who you call God be all powerful, all knowledge? What is omnipresent or ever present? Present in all places at the same time, fills all space and place, ever present. So make it make sense. Shouldn't whoever shoot whatever you worship, shouldn't it be all powerful? Shouldn't it know everything? And shouldn't it fill all space and place? Yeah, makes sense. You ain't heard nothing evil. We're not watering the creator down to be accepted by a few misfortunates, a few misfits. Nah, not at all. Invisible / unseen. See that? Incapable by nature of being seen, not perceptible by vision. Dang, son. Dang, son. Look, even in Bible, look what Yahshua say. He say, no man have seen God at any time. Let's say at any time. Now you got to go back to these stories. One brother wrestled with God and won the wrestling match. Another brother saw the hindquarters of God. Another brother claimed he ate with God. And, they chopped up some bullocks and they ate before the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. You got people who say they saw God or the Lord Yahweh sitting on the throne. That's in Isaiah. You got Ezekiel saying he saw the Lord high, lifted up. You got plenty of men who claim they've seen who you calling the Father, right? Who you assume to be the creator of all. Many people in the Bible have claimed they actually saw him, ate with him. But here come Yahshua telling you, no man have seen God at any time. You got brothers that be like, oh, they just talking to the people of that time. No, that says at any time. I agree with that. Ain't nobody ever seen the creator, ever. The highest raised angel can't comprehend the creator in its entirety. Nah, you ain't never seen the creator, because guess what? You already know Negro gonna throw an afro on him, make him look like he's your camp leader, and get your kneecaps dusty bowing. You can't draw an image of the creator. The creator's never been seen. See that? And that's right in your Bible. So before you got a problem with Owaski, you already compromised in the Bible. We're saying the creator is not in the form and figure of any man, any woman, any animal, or any angel. How about that? But that goes against the narrative of what you've been taught. You've been taught that man was made in God's image. God can't be the creator. The creator's never been seen. So there is no image you can draw of creator. The creator's never been seen. Even who you call Jesus say it right here in John 1:18. No man have seen God at any time. John 5:37. And the Father himself, which have sent me, have borne witness of me. You have neither heard his voice. Oh, hold on. What's going on? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Somebody got scared. Hold on. What happened? Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Don't ever bring scared business. Hold on. That deal straight disappeared. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. Let me stop this, y'all. Please forgive your brother. Big second. Hold on. Let me find this. We can't let that go. Hold on 1 second. Nah, we got to get you back. Nah. Hold on. Don't you ever bring scared business. Don't you ever bring scared business. Okay, hold on. I got me messed up. Where that deal go? Where that deal go? That show ain't moving. That deal slid clean up off the screen. You feel me? Okay, watch out. Let's move you out the way too. Y'all bear with your brother for a minute. That was weak. That was weak. That deal straight slid clean off the screen, Bronze. Hold on. No, Bronze probably trying to get on me about my computer. Mally, you still ain't Hold on, player. I got you. I got to pull that back up. Dang. No, where's Wally Beninian, son? He's trying to bring the Ilmac 90 on me, son. This deal. This deal tripping. Dang. Got me messed up. Right, hold on. Move this up. There you go, Bane. All right. Now you think you just slid off on me, huh? What's this right here? We can exit out of that. Bane. Hold on, let me turn some music on while I find this, y'all. Hold on. Y'all entertain a little taste. Got me messed up. Give me a second. Find this good. Man, that was crazy. That was hella weak. Yeah. Man, I'm messed up. Yeah, you gotta come on. Over the trip. Let me get that. Let me get that about you. Bang. You think it's a game? What you think we playing? Alright. Put that right there. And then I need to look this up right now. Show y'all some of this education. Oh yeah, y'all finna be geeked off this. We talking about what happens after death and all that. We got the whole layout for you. Pull that up too. It was a game. You know what I mean? Basics. Basics. You feel me? Basics. If you get some understanding, y'all drop a 6,000 in the chat. Let's go ahead and get back to this real quick. A little taste. We can go a little while longer, man. Let me go ahead and get on up out of here. Yeah. Boy, what's hold on 1 second. Dang. I see y'all in the building. I see y'all in the building today. All right, man, do this real quick. Share screen. Entire screen. Vrah! Create a game, boy. All right, let me get this back. They thought they'd count me out real quick, huh? I show this too while we here. Then we get back to that, I just want to show y'all, watch, we got a lot to offer, man. Like, people be having, like, what we gonna be doing when we get, man, look, this right here is a blow by blow. This is the first resurrection education and the second resurrection education. Dealing with the departments, how many years you gonna be training and all that. You know what I mean? Spirit Basics 101. And look, this information is what we've been trying to get the conscious community. Come on outside and debate this then. What's your system in order for the spirits of the dead who die and cross over? What happens with them? What's your understanding and spiritual system for the spirits who are born and slain in war? What about those who are slain in infancy? Whether it was, miscarriages or abortions, or like, what's the system in order? What's the process of restoring these spirits? Putting them on the right path? Do you have any answers? Or is it still, I don't know? I don't know. Well, right over to the left, you got your first resurrection education. You in SCN for 2 years, a newborn spirit. For the next 2 years, you're an entered apprentice. After that, after you are entered apprentice, you become a craftsman for 7 years. Then a nurse assistant to the ASAP for 3 years. Then an assistant to the physicians for 10 years. I'm a nurse for 10 years, a physician for 50 years, an entered factor for 12 years, a food transporter for 12 years, large bodies transporter for 12 years, creative 30 years, ooze learner 12 years, enter college 40 years, enter architecture. See, you still building and all that. Your skills follow you. Enter architecture 8 years, judgment seat and throne builder. Wow, 18 years. Enter School of Light and Darkness 70 years. Heavenly boats and ships, propeller and builder. That's why I was asking, who built the ships? You do. That's part of your education and training when you cross over. You spend 24 years doing that. And then you become an atmosphere and earth travel for 50 years. The total years of education for the first resurrection is 372 years. So you can kind of gauge where how many years ago your loved ones died. You kind of gauge where they at. Granny died like 20 years ago. She's in the resurrection. If she started her resurrection process with the Creator, this is about where she at. She up in her 10, 14. She up in her somewhere. Maybe assistant to the physicians by now. You know what I mean? And then we got your second resurrection education, Apprentice Louise, 200 years. Louise are the group of angels that inspire your great grandfather and great grandmother to get together so you can be birthed today. Yeah. Like masters of generations, spiritual geneticists. They're the angels that inspired certain mortals to come together. You know what I mean? To give birth to certain of those on down the line, particularly you and me. You become a guardian angel for 133 years, an ASAP for 66 years, enter the chapter of the primary soul, a messenger for 100 years, a marshal for 200 years, and then finally a Lord for a total of 699 years. So in essence, it takes 1,071 years to become a lord. And a lord is the lowest ranking God in the heaven, in the fathers or the creators, heavenly kingdoms. A lord is the lowest ranking of all the gods. You ain't even became a lord God yet or a God. And it takes over 1,000 years to hold the title of a lord once you cross over. See that? Look at all the education you got to go through. Look at all that. All this is in Owasso, the Book of Sky of Spirit, all of it. So we know what you're gonna be doing. I mean, at least we got the blueprint. I mean, regardless if you accept it or not, at least you're aware of it now. It ain't like you can go read, lick your fingers and flip through the Quran and find this. Or lick your finger. The Quran promised you 70 virgins and all the goat milk you can drink. You get to have your way with 70 virgins, little girls, and all the goat milk that will suffice thou. The Bible tell you about New Jerusalem coming down, which is a golden box, which is no bigger than the Midwest of the United States right now. And surrounding it, they're surrounding it are whoremongers, which is a male prostitute, men with assless chaps on, and all types of other, workers of darkness. But really ain't like they giving you like what happens after you die and the whole system in order, the education, the training. You don't get none of that, man. You don't get none of that. You don't get none of that. It's really vague. I don't know, but Owasso over here giving you the whole rundown. The education, the training, you know what I mean? What you gonna be doing? Good night, boy. See that? And then even for those who are, non-fakers, those who ain't even, what I mean? They become an ascend for 6 years, apprentice manufacturing and general labor for 12 years, enter school for 30 years. They learn how to restore and how to nurse and care for demons, drudges for 30 years, college of creation for 50, and then a bridegroom on. And then they like after that, if they don't believe in the creator, they just emancipated to wonder and travel. You know what I mean? But out of this right here, usually the false gods rise up out of this right here. Out of this order right here, those who say those people die, but they don't have the same conviction that we have dealing with the creator. They're non-faithists. They ain't, whatever. So it's even education for them. You dig? But usually after they go through all this, you can't help but, get the creator's props and join his movement. But if you choose not to, usually the false gods rise out of this order right here. They refuse to acknowledge the creator, his all person, his all power, his all knowledge, his ever presence. You know what I mean? And this is after they even got a chance to get some type of education once they cross over. Usually the false gods come out of this order right here. See that? You see that? Dang, son. Dang, son. I want to show this again. You see? Know what it say right here. John 5:37. And the Father himself, which have sent me, have borne witness of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time. At any time. Nor seen his shape. So the New Testament is telling you in certain spots that who Yahshua was calling his father, he plainly said ain't nobody ever saw him ever. You ain't heard his voice either, nor have you saw his shape, meaning his form. Well, that's crazy because it's all stories of people claiming they saw him. See that? Oh, wait. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's look at this right here. This is that Book of Discipline. Yeah, this is ugly. Well, hold on. I might have to go over this Book of Light first. Good Lord. Let's hit this Book of Light. Oranothan. Oranothan, OISP. These are the words of Ornotham by your light and dominion, O Creator, peace and goodwill to all men, with faith in you and forbearance toward one another for your glory. Oh, wait, look at this. What it say? It say, I do not come to abridge liberty, but to give it more of it to you with love and wisdom, so that the resurrection of men becomes established on earth as it is in heaven. Oh, wait. He whom you worship under diverse names, placing him far away, I declare to you his actual presence. Y'all heard this? I declare to you his actual presence, and I accord to you much praise and thanks if you worship in truth, fulfilling his commandments, acknowledging there is only one God or creator, even Jehovah, the creator. You see that? He said you worship him under different names, but you put him far away. Our job is to declare his presence to you. The creator is not far away from thou. Huh? Look at this. Whether you say Brahma, or Buddha, or Christ, or Allah, doing so in reverence to the Almighty, our creator, practicing good works with all your wisdom and strength. Even so do I proclaim your good deeds in heaven. You see that? So creator really tripping off the name you saying. It's all about practicing good works with all your wisdom and strength. And if that's the case, you're being proclaimed. Your good deeds are being proclaimed in the heavens. For all of these saviors, gods, and religions are the Father's buildings to bring his children to ultimate resurrection for joy and glory within his kingdom. So no matter what spiritual system you find yourself a part of, they are stepping stones to bring you to a higher reality of who the creator is. Right? So we all family. Ain't no reason to be angry. It's just we come outside and debate it when cats get to popping it like we some chumps or something. Like we ain't standing on what it is we saying. No, we'll debate this and trip off this. Remove the head off your God at the same time. Yeah. We ain't the soft type. Now, you want to play ball, we gonna play ball. Like it look rip. It did, but look, it really ain't nothing to debate about. It ain't. Look at it. Trip out there. Therefore, I did not come to take from you any of your gods or saviors, nor to abridge your field for practicing righteousness, but rather to show you a greater glory in comprehending all of them in the plan of the Almighty, to reach the different peoples in all parts of the earth, pleading with you to be charitable to one another and more comprehensive in your judgment, putting away egotism and professing among yourselves that such of you alone were the favorite of the Creator. First, then, his living presence, I declare to you that he is now, always was, and ever shall be present in all places, worlds without what end? Worlds without end. You see this? Worlds without end. Good night, boy. Look at this word. It says, doing by virtue of his presence, quickening into life and moving all things onward to a wise and definite purpose, whose presence is everywhere and boundless, that all the living are his sons and daughters, that none are his orphans, but all have a father. Part and parcel of your flesh and spirit is he, even the creator. Good night, boy. Look at this. Look at this. And to whose harmony you are like keys to one instrument, with whom you can become as one by practicing his commandments. That only in this way is there peace and happiness to any person on earth or angel in heaven. Second, this also I declare to you, that if you have put the Father far away, saying such as there is a divine law, or there is a natural law, this shows you do not comprehend the living presence of Jehovah, but profane him and his works. You hear a lot of people today talk about divine law and natural law. You ain't doing nothing but denying the presence of the Creator. Ain't no divine law or natural law. It crack because the Creator's presence is everywhere. That's what that is. For there is no divine law, nor is there a natural law, but all good things are accomplished by the living presence of the Creator. Good night, boy. Y'all see this? things commonly called evil being done by striving to go against them. So what's evil? Evil happens and evil is done by those who fight to go against the creator's order. That's when evil come in. I mean, like the creator's using evil to get at you, like people say about their God. I create light and darkness, good and evil. No, evil happens and evil is being done when people fight to go against the order of the Almighty, the Creator. If y'all understand that, drop a 4,000. He's not creating evil to play with you. You see? Everything has free will and choice, including angels. Look at it, 19. Third, that the Creator Jehovah has not finished his creations and retired from his works. Really? That where you have said he tired or he rested from his works, you have let yourselves fall through errors of language and to profanation of the Almighty. You profaning the Almighty with all that. You mean he got tired and rested from all his works? The Creator has never stopped creating. You talking about? Who told you that? No, no, no. Wrong again. Huh? You know why he's never rested from his works? For he is also master over all weariness, and is his own everlasting rest and unrest beyond the comprehension of mortals and angels. You can't even grasp your mind around that. He's master over all weariness, all being tired and resting. What you saying? The Creator got morning breath? What you saying? He take Geritol naps? He getting long in the tooth? He go to sleep with his long drawers on? What are you saying? What do you mean? What do you mean he rested, ceased, and got tired from his works? Wait, what the Creator bones pop? Because he getting old and stiff? Nah, that ain't what that is. You have let yourselves fall through the errors of language and to profaning the Almighty. Why? Because he's the master over all weariness. Don't be getting tired. And is his own everlasting rest and unrest. What about this? And that's beyond your comprehension of mortals and angels. And he is forever bringing together, creating, and forever dissolving and dissipating worlds without end, illimitable in soul and spirit, forever quickening into life from his own parts, without loss or waste or lack of space, and without hindrance. Fourth, that the Creator is the soul of all. And that you are like independent atoms. Is that an ATOMS? Independent atoms of his person. Now, yeah, this was written in 1881. The damn, they ain't know nothing about no atomic structures and atoms then. The electron wasn't even discovered to the 1897. They ain't know nothing about no atoms in 1881. When? Corpuscles maybe, but they ain't talking about no atoms. You got Owaski mentioning atoms before they were even discovered. Calling us independent atoms of his person. Talking about the atomic structure and the building blocks of things. It sounds like quantum mechanics, quantum physics. This book is ahead of its time, man. And this is all before your Einstein and your Nikola Teslas and all them. This deal just mentioned atoms before atoms were even discovered. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. Look at this. How then can any man say, behold, my people are the chosen of the Almighty? He has singled out my people to go forth and redeem the world. I proclaim all people his people. I say also go forth and redeem the world, but not with words only, nor by the sword, nor by armies, of destroyers, but by peace and love and providing remedies for the poor, the afflicted, and the distressed. See that? God reveals who he is. Chapter 1, Book of Discipline, OISP. This is the word from the organic heaven. Hear the words of your God, oh man. I am your who? Brother. I am your God is telling you I'm your brother. I'm not the father, I'm your brother. I am your brother, risen from mortality to a holy place in heaven. So God is a one-time man, risen from mortality to a holy place in heaven. Profit in my wisdom and be admonished by my love. For as I am your elder brother, so shall it be with you. See, you're going to be a big brother one day. For as I am your elder brother, so shall it be with you, to rise also in time to come and look back to mortals. Call them to the exalted heavens of the Almighty. Look at that. God is who you become, not who you worship. God say one day you're going to be a big brother. And the job I do, you're going to be doing. You're going to be looking back to mortals and you're going to be inspiring them to rise up to the exalted heavens of our Father. Look what else God say. To the Creator, to Jehovah, all adoration and glory forever. So you got God praising the Creator. You ain't got that nowhere else. God is praising the Creator. Because God is a creation. God is not who you pray to. God is who you become. The Creator is who you pray to. Look what else God say about his Father, our Father, the Creator. All life, motion, power, and things seen and unseen or by and through him. Neither is there an angel in heaven so high, nor sufficiently wise to comprehend the Creator in his entirety, nor to see him as you see your fellow man. You can't look at the Creator like you look at a man. He's not in the image of his creation. Nor to see him as you see your fellow man. Why, Malachi? For he is within all, beyond and over all, being ever present in all places. Good night, boy. Good night. You can't fight against this. How you gonna argue against that? What you gonna say? He is not all powerful. He don't know all. He's not ever present. You can't argue against this. Doing by virtue of what? His presence. Wow. Okay. It is. Quickening all the living, adorable above all things. As the sun is to the light of day, so is Jehovah to the understanding of all the living, upon which to contemplate is the road of everlasting life, rising in wisdom, love, and power forever. Hear your God, oh man. Hear your God, oh man, and distinguish then that the two, God and Creator, God and Jehovah, are not the same one. Nor is your God more than what you shall be in time to come. God is who you become. God who you worship, man. God is not who you worship. God is who you become. Nor is your God more than what you shall be in time to come. Look at the glory of the Almighty. Look what's in store for thou. What's in store for you? Rise up, God. Rise up, Goddess. Rise up. Right? You see what's coming for you. The world can't see it. The world can't even receive this. You would think this would be breaking news. You know what I mean? Millions of views when we go live. The world can't receive it. As a kingdom on earth, as a king, and the king is nevertheless a mortal. So in like manner is the heavenly place of your God, a kingdom of angels, and the chief over them is God, an angel also. Bag drop. You what you mad? Acts 7 and 37 and 38, Acts 7 and 53. What got Stephen stoned was he said that was an angel that gave you niggas the 10 commandments. They stoned. God is an angel. An angel is a one-time man. Man, angel, and God are the same thing, like water, ice, and vapor. Yet nevertheless, the kingdom of your God embraces all the heavens of the earth. And it is also so with all physical worlds and their atmospheric heavens. A God and organic heavens belonging to each and all of them. Organic meaning organized. And therefore, I am like, look what God said. Therefore, I am like any other spirit of the dead, a one-time man upon the earth, even as you are this day, but one within the organic heavens of the earth. You see that? So God let it be known, I'm a man, I'm a one-time man. Huh? Images, man. So this is an image supposed to be of Jesus right here. Mm-hmm. What is an idol? Anything with form and figure that is worship. Huh? Anything with form and figure that is worship is an idol. Look at this right here. OSP. Degree of the golden chamber. What is an idol? Answer. Anything having form and figure that is worship. Revelation 1:14. His head and hers were white like wool, white as snow. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like in a fine brass, as if they what? Burned in a furnace. That's a depiction of Jesus. You get this image in your head based off the words you read. Right? An idol is an image, and an image is what forms in the reader's mind based off what he read or based off what he heard. Make no mistake about it, Jesus is an idol. And Jesus is worship today, especially amongst the Christians. Jesus then replaced his father. These Israelites that worship Jesus too. And Daniel 7:9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. His garments were white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. Ancient of Days, dealing with Daniel. Isaiah 6, look at this. In the year King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne. Verse 5, for my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Look what Isaiah saw. See? In the form and figure of a man, an image, an idol. Remember, no man has ever seen the creator for you to even draw a depiction of creator. You see? You're dealing with Revelation, the throne room of God in Revelation. Huh? Well, it just ain't biblical. Right here, the judgment hall of Ma'at. Look at Osiris. He's green. Huh? In the form and figure of a man is sitting on a throne. No man has ever seen. So none of these are the creators. These are deities. These are false gods. These are false gods. And that's Osiris or Asar, right? In the image of a man. Can't be the creator. Look at El. Where you get Elohim from? The father of gods. In the form and figure of a man, what is he doing? Sitting on a throne, a box. Originally a what? A Canaanite deity. Good night, boy. Who else we got over here? Who else we got over here? Look who this is. Yahweh. This is from a coin, 4th century BC. See that? That's the ancient Hebrew. That's the Yod, Hey, and the Wah. You get Yahweh, or some say Yahweh. But this is Yahweh. He got a mullen. Look like he got a Kango on. Got that fro sticking out the back. And he's on a wing. He's on a chair with wings on it. And he's in the image of a man. Another idol, Yahweh. Look at Baal. Look at Baal. The form and figure of a man sitting on a throne. Look at swivel hip Ashtaroth or Astarte. In the form and figure of a woman, with her breasts is out, sitting on a throne. Huh? No, I ain't making this up. I ain't making none of this up, son. I think we making this up, son. Book of Owaspi, chapter 3, book of judgment. Start at verse 6. First, I charge you that whoever says God, God calls in vain. I have not come to establish, but to abolish all gods, lords, and saviors among mortals. What is past is past. From this time forward, whoever hears my word and the decree of my commandment and continues to make an idol of any name except the Great Spirit blasphemes his creator. But whoever cries out in fullness of heart saying, God, God, meaning by that the ever-present, the creator, is not a blasphemer before me. And whoever says, or Maz, meaning the ever-present, the creator, is not a blasphemer before me. And whoever calls any name in any language that signifies the ever-present, the creator, is not a blasphemer before me. But whoever says Brahma, Brahma, signifying a God, in the figure and shape of a man sitting on a throne in heaven, is a blasphemer against Jehovah, ever-present, the creator. And whoever says Buddha, Buddha, signifying a God in the figure and shape of a man sitting on a throne in heaven, is a blasphemer against Jehovah, the ever-present, the creator. And whoever says Christ, Christ, signifying a God, come on now, in the figure and shape of a man sitting upon a throne in heaven, is a blasphemer against Jehovah, the creator of all persons. And whoever calls on the name of any other man or angel, worshiping such as a God, is an idolater, an idolater in my sight. Good night, boy. Then we just see all these gods. Did we not see all these deities in the form and figure of a man? They all sitting on thrones, didn't we? Ashtaroth, Baal, Yahweh, El, Osiris, Yahweh again. Ain't that what we saying? We just read, if you saying any of these names and you mean a God in the form and figure of a man sitting on the throne, guess what? That's blasphemy. And El is where you get Elohim from. Israel, Raphael, Gabriel, get it from this nigga. He's a Canaanite deity. A God. That's how we know none of these are the creator. The creator is not in form and figure of any of his creation. None. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You dig? These false gods been playing us like a fiddle. And in this hour, it's time for you to, put your discernment cap on and stop watering down the creator and attaching attributes of these false demonic gods to your creator. Right? Because if you call on God and Lord, but you mean the ever-present creator, hey, fair ball, you good. If you get to talking about he a man, he look like a man, and his hair look like this, and he's sitting on the throne, and that's it. Now you're blaspheming. Now you're blaspheming. And all the false gods are in the form and figure of a man sitting on the throne. Hell, even Osiris is green. And he got on leggings, a bodysuit. You see? See that? It ain't hard, man. You just got to take yourself about it. You dig? Look at this. Judgment 3:17. Nor do I judge them less idolatrous than if they worship stone idols or graven images. And whoever says deity, and divinity, and divine law, natural law, or I judge to be in darkness. You hear this all the time, especially in the conscious community. It's darkness. For I proclaim my heavens open and the way of understanding clear. The creator is ever present, and does by virtue of his presence and not by any law. Notice, if you hold an image in your mind about who is called God in the form and figure of a man sitting on the throne, it is idolatry and blasphemy against the ever-present creator. The Great Spirit is everywhere at the same time and yet unseen, not in the form and figure of a man. Book of Judgment, chapter 20. Oh, I speak. Watch this. I'm going to jump down to where I want to hit. Right here. Right here. It says, for behold, verse 11, I have cast out all gods, lords and saviors on the earth and in the heavens of the earth. And when, knows what it say, and when the spirits of the dead come to you and sword, just saying, behold me, I am your Savior, I am your Lord. I say to you, all such spirits are demons. So some of y'all done had visitations where you had a visitation from who you call Jesus. Like the one rapture Negro. I am 1,000,000,000% sure, brothers and sisters. The rapture of the church. You gave me your word. You spoke with me face to face, brothers and sisters. That was a demon, boy. That was a drudge, a druja, a demon. The angels of the creator that come to you mob deep. They don't come as a single entity. Huh? You gave me your words. You spoke with me face to face. The rapture of the church, brothers and sisters. Huh? All such spirits are demons. I just heard that boy, that fruity boy Revelation X the other day. My Lord and Savior Jesus. Boy, you sound like you about to cry. All such are demons, druges. Look at this. Nevertheless, if you worship a God, O Lord, then let such be a role model to you. To cast your eyes into your own soul, to purify yourself in the sight of your Creator, whom you cannot doubt. So if you worshiping the Lord or God, may they be a role model or an example, you dig, on how on what the Creator expects from those that follow Him. You dig? Look at it. In that respect, it is no sin for you to worship any good ideal whom you shall emulate in your behavior. But there's always a but. Yet, because of such worship, this you shall also prove, that whoever the ancients was great, or whatever God was well known, that you set your soul on to love. Behold, familiar spirits will come to you to deceive you, professing to be that ancient or that God. Good night, boy. You spoke with me face to face. Huh? Whoever the ancients was great, or whatever God was well known, that you set your soul on to love. Behold, familiar spirits will come. They will come to you to deceive you, professing to be that ancient or that God. I'm your maker. I'm the creator. You bow, you stand before your maker. And he got the right amount of carbon, melanin in his skin. He got the right amount of nappy, woolly hair, gray hair. He got the whites of his eyes are red. His feet look like they've been burnt in a furnace. He got the voice of many waters. He tell you, you stand before Yahweh Shai. Man, your knees are going to be slapping like a naked newborn child. And you are going to get your kneecaps dusty bowing. And you don't even know this is a demon calling at you. And if you believe them, you believe these demons telling you that they the creator. And if you believe them, then this too you should prove. When you are dead, and your soul risen from the dead, behold, some deceiving spirit will come to you to use you. Nor shall you discover for a long season that you have been the dupe and slave of an unscrupulous master. See, we trying to free you from the spiritual plantation, right? The God's job is to capture your soul, to make you a slave so you can further augment and build up his kingdom when you get there. You worship Buddha, you're going to see him. You're going to be a slave building up his kingdom. You worship Jesus, like Paul say, he's a slave to Christ. You're going to see him. You're going to see him, and you're going to be a slave, a worming on your belly and your wiener, building up his kingdom. For this day in the lower heavens, there are millions of false Brahmas. Millions of false Buddhas. Millions of false Christs. Do y'all hear this? And millions of false Gabriel gods, aka Allah. Good night. In the lower heavens. As you learned about today, it's millions of these false gods waiting on you. You want you an East Indian Jesus, or you want you a Nova Scotian Jesus? Huh? You want you a Bantu Negro from the Congo Jesus? Huh? Or you want you an Israelite Jesus that look like Ben Ami or look like Nathaniel Ray? Huh? There are a billion of false God deceiving spirits waiting to capture you when you cross over. You ain't even made the distinction between the creator and these gods. Huh? Whoever binds himself to these names while on earth, huh, becomes a fit subject for demons, drudges to fall upon when he enters heaven. So they are your vocab Malones and your Tazar Yaks and your, but they quoted and devoted. And guess what? They prime steak. They prime rib. Now got us another one. They prime rib when they cross over. They because they're so devoted to the deity that's false. They are a fit subject for demons to fall upon when they get there. Huh? Do not think that great wisdom comes suddenly by dying in your early entrance into the spirit world. You shall easily be deceived. These are those that worship the false gods. And our job is to free you from this. Better than that. What are you doing? Becomes a fit subject for drudges to fall upon when he enters heaven. Do not, hold on. No, I can't let you get away like that. Right. For which reason you should school yourself every day of your life that your creator only is your God, and that you shall never see him as you see a man or an angel, but that you can see him every day in the glory of his works. Look at this. With this faith in your soul, you shall dive into heaven fearlessly, bow-legged in the shoulders when you die. And when a pretended God or Savior comes to you asking tribute, you shall know in truth that he is false. Ooh, wait! Huh? Now, therefore, when you judge yourself to determine the balance of your good and evil deeds and your good and evil thoughts, let your creator stand as the light of your soul. And through him judge yourself, but not as to your worship, but as to your works. Neither shall you judge yourself by any God, Lord, Savior, or other idol, nor by any man or woe man. For you yourself stand second to the creator and your attributes. It is your responsibility to make a God of yourself in your behavior and in your words and deeds. Not worship. Look at this. Neither shall you judge yourself by any sacred book or any Bible in the entire world, nor by the words within them purporting to be my words, or the words of any God, Lord, or Savior. For I have abolished all such sacred books and Bibles and words and sayings contained in them, purporting to be my words and the Lord and the words of any God, Lord, or Savior. Neither shall you bind yourself by them, nor judge yourself by anything that is written or printed in them. But behold, I declare to you a greater glory and judge in their place, which is Jehovah, your creator. Come on, man. You can't go wrong with the Almighty. By him and through him you shall judge and be judged. Books are imperfect. That's the problem. We worship books today. Books are perfect, but the creator never. Good night, good night, good night. You dig? And then that goes into the Holy Bible and the throne of God and all that. Now, I just wanted to share that with the fam. Y'all already know. You know, we're getting back to the basics. Basics. Spirit Basics 101, man. You know what I mean? Spirit Basics 101. The system and order of the spirit world. Stop sharing that right here. Being What's the boy say? Tofu jeebus. Y'all over climbing, man. But yeah, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. Number love, light, and all that good stuff in between, man. Credit gang still bombing. Y'all know how we do. Y'all got some understanding today. Man, drop a 20,000 in the chat. What's good? Sounds good. I mean, tap in with the marvelous Macro body oils. You know, we got the holistic frankincense and myrrh and all that good stuff. If you want to get down, scroll across the bottom of the screen right there. Big all praise to the great spirit and credit to always was, is, and never shall be. Spirit Basis 101 is system and order of the spirit world, man. Pray what you see, feel. Everybody got some understanding. You know what I mean? And you know, death is just another moment, man. Spend your time while you're doing good, grade up. You know, grades up. How you get your grades up, Malachi? By the righteous works you're doing the right, so stop dealing with each other, trying to be scandalous, trying to rob somebody, trying to get over. Like, be sincere and genuine with your people, man. And in doing it, you get your grade up. Find out today that the most successful people are some of the most selfish people, which means they got the lowest spirits. They're gonna be right at your stuff. You're gonna be elevated. I mean, it's a great time to be one of us. You know, man, it's a great time to be one of us in the building, baby. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, to the next time, man. The CGG in the building, you bring them, we raise them. Shout out to the 4 Horsemen, shout out to the entire gang, all our brothers, all our sisters. You know what I mean? This is what we do, though. Easy work. Easy work. Not everybody got to understand. I gotta get up out there and get to go out and get into it really quick. I definitely want to come on today and chop it up big. And pray for the strength and do all I like. Praying for an easy life now. Pray for the strength and do a hard. Big. So, you already know. Much love, y'all. Much light. You know, it was good to be about the weekend. I ain't gonna lie to you. About some of the house of consciousness and all that thing. They dry. I think my brother Cosmo got a debate coming up there with that boy from Ghana. Whatever. And these, it can be the same debate with these cats. With the book metaphor people, like, y'all still agreeing to that? We keep dusting you boys. Getting dusted. You know what I mean? I'm glad everybody got some understanding, man. To the next time. Yeah, I hold it down. You know what I mean? Stay down, man. Keep riding with the Almighty. Shout out to the haters, job jackers, and naysayers. Yeah. We love y'all too, man. Credit gang, or don't bang. You bring them, we raise them. To the end, my friends. Much love.
Elevate your pizza graze with Mama Cozzi's Pizza.
Okay, listen, 2026 is going to be your greatest year, but it's also going to be your safest year digitally because you are going to download the McAfee app that looks just like this. Boom! Your text message is basically this app, and this page is about to save you and your digital self for all of 2026 and beyond. McAfee, more than an antivirus.
March 1896. A European army marches into Africa, expecting an easy victory. They believe Africans cannot defeat